All right. Looks like we're live. What up, peoples?
Morning. How are you?
Yes, a comedian at 1:30 p.m. That is still morning. That is considered good morning.
I think so. I think so because I'm still in this COVID craze bullshit where I'm up binging on uh stuff that's supposed to be gifts for people. I don't know if you can see that. And TV shows.
My sleep pattern has shifted, I will say. You know
How
that
so?
I like my early bird specials. I like to be up early. I don't necessarily like it or dislike it. It's just what was happening. And I was going to bed kind of earlier. Now it has shifted again. I'm more to the going to bed between midnight and 1 a.m., getting up closer to 8 a.m., which is very different than what I'd been
Different.
doing.
How so?
I'd been getting up at like 5:30 or 6 easily without an alarm, just being up and my body being like, and we're up.
That's pretty wild.
I know. And now I'm sleeping what my old self is like, 8 a.m. is not sleeping in, but 8 a.m. is now sleeping in for me. That kind of goes with you're how old? That kind of goes with how old I feel this week.
Well, I think that you should kick it off. I think
Okay.
you should definitely kick it off.
I'm feeling my 85-year-old self. So in you know how sometimes in like self-helpy type stuff, they're like, connect to your older self. What would she say? What would she have to say about this scenario? To kind of help you take a bird's eye view and realize in 50 years, are you really going to care about this at all, and kind of help you make a decision? Well, my 85-year-old self is very outspoken, shocking. Um, Very quick with the hook. Like if someone needs to be done, she's like, why are we wasting
Yep.
time? And I'm really on that vibe right now of one of the side effects of COVID, I've realized without having it, is really zero F's to give.
Sure.
I do not have time. The time that I do have, the energy that I do have, turns out I value it. So I'm being very either quick to just say goodbye to somebody, or not say goodbye and just like fade to black in their life, or just have these like Jenn inspired conversations, Jenn from Dead to Me conversations of just, here's what's going on. Here's what I need. Here are my boundaries. You let me know if this works for you. If not, I see you later. So I'm just on that vibe.
Well, that's a good thing.
How about you?
Because I'm, you know what, I'm, well, I definitely feel like I'm like Florida lady, 75 years old. By the way, we'll get into this, but this
Oh,
shirt, there's a little,
we'll get into it.
okay.
And I love it. It looks really nice on you. I love that whole, it's like bringing out your rock star.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
oh, rock star, rock star. Hang on a second. Here we go. Um, so, clothing makes the woman, as they say. Now this is the
Agreed.
rock star. Here we go. Anyway,
Love that.
I feel like I'm in my, 85-year-old curmudgeon self because I don't give an F, and I'm completely opinionated. I've become incredibly self-righteous during this whole COVID thing. It's like, how could you not wear a mask? And my Mark even said to me, why don't you become a mask ambassador? So I was testing it out yesterday on the beach. I was the only one wearing a mask. And it makes me crazy that people, won't wear, and they think it's a political thing, yada, yada, yada. But I don't want to get into that. I just feel like it's my way or the highway. I know better. I want to call people on their shit. But then what stops me from doing that is hoping I don't get killed. Like,
How
for
was it?
instance, driving. I drove, and it makes me mental when there's idiots just parked in the left lane. And, Mark was like, I'm getting scared. I go, yeah, that guy's tailing me. He goes, no, you're scaring me because you have so much road rage.
Okay, you're right. I think that we're all really being brought to our edge.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
I think so.
Rich is here. Andrew is here. What up, Andrew? What up, Rich? Welcome, welcome. What was it like sitting on the beach in a mask?
It was kind of choking, but I was pulling it down because my friend she's not wearing, she was just busting on me, but I made sure, I was downwind. So I would sit back.
No, you don't want to be downwind. You want to be upwind. You want to be up.
Well, if she was sitting next to me and I felt the breeze go this way, I would drop back a couple of rows. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But still maintain eye contact. So I was constantly aware of the airflow. Because that's how I roll.
I know. I was about to say, I don't think COVID has changed you at all. It's just heightened everything you've always been.
Oh, yeah. No, it's bad. Oh, I shared it already to my timeline.
And that's true. Yay, good. It's also doing a watch party on Ageless Adventures. Hey, we're really getting our shit together over here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just call us social media mavens.
That's right. That's right.
But yesterday on the beach, I broadcast live, and I think I offered some really good, tips in terms of how to social distance on a beach. And you always want to go for the chicks my age that bring the sheet and they open it up to give the illusion that people are swimming, and you can't put your stuff right. You don't want to like roll up on somebody's beach blanket. So I'm always rolling up on the empty big sheets, and I would take a king size sheet, not a twin or a queen.
Yeah, that is the kind of stuff that you learn when you grow up on a beach. Like I'm unaware of that move. It makes a lot of sense.
Oh, it's
especially like it makes sense anytime at the beach because it's just like, get off of me. Why are you right here at any point, but especially right now?
I said to these women, I'm trying to be as considerate as possible because I sound like I can be a total dick. Anyway, so these two women, middle-aged, had a big towel, big sheet. And I said, hey, do you mind? Are we too close? And they go, oh my God, thank you so much for asking. I go, I've gone to therapy for years not to be a dick. Boom, they laughed. I knew we were going to be good. So Mary and I had a great view. And all of a sudden, this lady and her kids, they come and they sit right in front of us. It's akin to being in an empty movie theater and some weirdo comes and sits right next to you. Okay. So I said, excuse me, would you just move it like stage left? And she shot me a look. And then I got up and I went over to my two friends whose big sheet. And I said, did you see the look on that woman's face? Like I wanted to get into her because that's what COVID's doing to me. I wanted to like get into it and just be like, why are you giving me the look? But I went over to my two friends and I go, did you see that look? And they're like, yeah, we saw that look. What a bitch. I go, she is the kind of woman that wouldn't share her food. If you went out to lunch with her and if you liked what she was wearing and you said, oh, where did you get it? She wouldn't tell you. And they were like, yeah, she is that person. So then the woman who I was bitching about saw me talking about her, and she got up and moved. She moved a little bit because you know what? She knew I was on to her and I had her number. And then I went over and I said the same line, look, I'm, blah, 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 blah. And she goes, oh no, I didn't mean to be bitchy. And I said, well, honestly, I thought you were, and that's why I was going to tattle, but let's all be friends. And she was like, okay. And then I sprayed my aerosol sun spray and I made sure it went in her direction.
See, that whole middle part needs to get cut out of your pattern. We gotta extract that part where you have to go talk shit real quick.
Fuck yeah. Because you got to get people on your side.
No.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes, you do.
No. Especially women
in your world.
Right. That's right. This is a generational difference right here, my friends. You got to knock it off, Marla.
It's not generational. It's a difference between growing up on Long Island where you don't take shit from anybody in Pittsburgh. And I'm not saying Pittsburghians take you don't take shit from people.
Right. I just don't have to go talk shit before I handle the shit anymore.
Yeah.
Although sometimes I still do, but I'm just saying.
All right. I'm working on it.
You had an opportunity to step into leadership and show your new friends what a real woman does, which is, hey, I maybe misunderstood that look that you just shot me. You know,
or how about you? How come you couldn't just be like, you see, if you wanted to be a dick, you could go, I'm sorry. Is there an issue here? But I have to dial it back. But I always can pull it back, and I can charm them, and then we're friends, and then they'll offer me something from their cooler, and I will graciously accept because I've been on an eating binge. How's that for the parlay, the layup to the smooth transition to Dead to Me and this episode, which I thought was rocking bad.
Keep it going. I love this transition.
I was Jen all the way. Going to one of these, new agey things where you would be teaching a workshop and I'd be like, really?
100%.
I'm going here with you. Seriously, I'd want to party.
Okay, hold on. Set up the episode for our audience because not everyone just watched the show.
And half the people don't even know what I'm talking about. So why don't you set up the show? Because you're really good at the details.
Okay, so every week we watch an episode of Dead to Me, which is a show on Netflix starring Christina Applegate and Linda Cardellini, created by Liz Feldman. And this episode is called I Have to Get Away. It's episode 5, season 1. And Jen, played by Christina, and Judy, played by Linda, go to a grief retreat. So it opens up with them next to a pool and them talking about how lovely it is to get away. And as I'm watching it right now in quarantine, I'm like, oh God, that would be so amazing. But then they quickly reveal that it's a grief retreat. And you're right that I would 100% be either leading a workshop at one of these or being there. I love myself a good retreat and rituals. But always when I show up, I have severe resistance to it. Every time I sign up for it, I pay the money, I get on the plane, I show up at the first half day at least, I'm like, I don't know about these people. I don't know about this thing. I'm doubting everybody. It just takes me a minute to soften up. So anyway, that's where the ladies are in this episode. And there's so many amazing things that come up. So what about Jen are you feeling the most?
Well, same thing. I would be, okay, like if you said, hey, you want to go on this retreat? I'd be like, what's it about? Oh, dealing with grief. Okay, I've experienced grief. Fine. But I'd pack my essentials. I'd pack my weed. Cash, the whole thing.
By the way, they are serving nonstop alcohol at this grief retreat. I'm like, wait, why are they serving depressants?
Or how to cover up and bury your feelings. So
I mean, kind of my jam, really, but
totally. And I'd be asking for the pool bar menu like the minute we got there. Not saying because I was hungry, but I would want to know what I could snack on if the munchies hit, because I'd want to cover up because food is my issue. And I've been in full disclosure, I've been in 12-step shit for that anyway, which I should go back to because, I just polished off 2 jars of gifts that I meant. Anyway, so we go. I would be totally not into doing this and making fun of you. And I definitely get a buzz and I'd be hanging out. I got a little itch here. But also I would 100% be making fun of everything. And I have picked up a guy at a overeating anonymous retreat.
You did?
I swear to God.
Do tell.
I was in LA and it was like a Monday night meeting. And they talked about this weekend retreat. So before I didn't pick him up at the retreat, but the pre-planning. So he was like, here I am in LA with all the LA douchebags. And this guy was like a stocky Italian from New York. And I was like, I love his joie.
Yes.
So of course I, walked over and I was like, here, do you have a book? And I sat next to him and I was totally flirting with him. One thing led to another. He's like, do you want to go out and get something to eat after the overeating anonymous meeting? So I said, oh yeah, that would be great. And he's like, I'm very specific and, I can just eat protein and vegetables. I was like, yeah, I'm down with it. Cause I was really down with this guy. He goes, you mind if we just stop at my house before we go? So I get there and, there was definitely a lot of chemistry and we like kissy face. And he goes, oh, help yourself. If go help yourself for a drink in the refrigerator. Yeah. So I open up the refrigerator. It is packed with Diet Coke and nothing else. I go, do you work for a Diet Coke distributor? And he's like, why? I go, you said to help yourself and all you have in your refrigerator, judgment, self-righteousness. I go, all you got is Diet Coke. He's like, yeah, I can't keep anything else in the refrigerator because I'll just, blow through it. I said, so, and he goes, I have about 6 cans of Diet Coke. Do you know, I judged him and I left.
Well, I would judge him too. I would 100% judge that situation.
Whoa. He told me he was bulimic. And I was like, wait a second. Only chicks can be bulimic. Dudes can't be bulimic. That is so uncool. Yeah, I totally judge him. I was like, you're bulimic? Ugh.
Diet Coke seems to be, I've never been a fan of Diet Coke. When I was drinking soda, I grew up on Pepsi because one of the older gentlemen in my family was very high up in the Pepsi world. So he, it was just kind of a rule. But I could do either regular, but never diet. And it seems the people that are on the Diet Coke tip are more addicted than people that get off of cocaine.
Oh yeah.
For real.
Yeah. Just out of question, were you a Heinz ketchup or a Hunt's ketchup?
Oh, person? Heinz, don't insult a Pittsburgher in that way.
I didn't think so. I was just double checking.
Come on.
Oh, okay. So back to the whole thing. I loved how Jenn was like, so mama's going to get herself a drink. And she goes, oh, and then Judy, because you would call me on that. You'd be like, you're calling yourself mama? And I was like, yeah, I'm calling myself mama. And how she got so wasted and she, she picked up this guy like I did and she blew him off when he was going on. And she's like, can't we just talk? And he just went on. Like that guy told me he was bulimic and he was boo-hooing.
Yes.
Yeah. I was totally Jenn.
You are. That is exactly the same. So what happens in the episode is the dude that Jenn is attracted to just wants to be all emoting and expressive. And Jenn really only needs one thing from that guy in this moment. And he just wants to have this conversation.
Yeah. And get in touch with his feelings. And she wanted to bang his brains out.
It's simple. It's simple what I'm asking for you right now. And you can't deliver.
Nope. DOA.
100%. And then you don't even want it anymore. Cause it's like, for Christ's sake, I'm going to have to take care. You're going to need like a cuddling session afterward. Done. Forget it.
You want to talk about your feelings? I have no feelings right now. You got a 12 pack.
I feel anything right now.
The only thing I want to feel is you drilling me. Okay. You just like delivering the goods. Shut up. I just want to look at your stomach.
Right.
I want to feel the ripples. That's all. That's it.
Agreed. You are Jenn from this episode. I'm going to take the Judy tilt because she's dealing with a lot of codependency issues at the top of the episode. Jenn calls her out on that a lot. Boy. Can I relate to that? Just the overcompensating.
Yep.
And
justifying her existence.
Yes, exactly. Getting the value, getting the validation, all of that whole jam. And And even just the physical, like needing someone, I need to be around you so that I can show you my love. These are all things I've been working to unfurl in therapy for long time. But her, again, with the wanting to tell on herself, she's still, that's like her through line of this season, it seems. So now Judy does get to hook up with somebody on the retreat, and it turns out to be a detective.
Talk about calling in like the one you want to get arrested by, you know? But you know what reminded me of Really You is when she's, you know, she goes up to the guy and she's like, oh, I really like that song. I mean, was it a Journey song? I've always hated that song.
Forget. I hate that song too.
Who's gonna be when you fall apart?
Yeah.
What? La, 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 la. Anyway, so she goes up and goes, oh, I really like that song. That was really beautiful. It touched me. And he's like, really? I'm so glad it touched you. And then he looks at her and says, are you hitting on me? And this is where I thought of you. And she goes, do you want me to be hitting on you? And he says, yes, I want you to be hitting on me. And Judy says, then I'm hitting on you. And it's something you do all the time. It's very funny.
Awesome. I'll take that. All the way. I definitely felt Judy more, but there's also some, they had a pussy vagina poo-tang moment, and we were talking about that, you know, last time, of what do you call it? And when Jen was like, oh, you said it, you called it poo-tang, and Judy was like, yeah, I did. That reminded me of us. But
and
what
Jen, and Jen was like, yeah, no, I can't really. No, you don't call it that. No.
Right.
No.
Right. You just don't, just say it. They were dancing to.
I like Cooley. Bippy.
Cooley.
Oh yeah, that's a total Ginzo. Oh, excuse me, the Italians. But it's like my Italian girlfriends would be like, you're Cooley. You know, oh, I got sand in my Cooley.
Never in my life have I heard that one. Okay. All right. Another way that you're Jen from the episode, before she hooks up with dude or doesn't hook up with dude, they're dancing to disco. That's what gets her into the vibe with him. And I was like, there's Marla and her damn disco.
Disco.
And then, the other piece that I hate about any kind of like retreat type vibe is the same t-shirt situation, when they hand out t-shirts for everyone to wear. Now Jen cut hers, and I'm like, okay, right. If that's what I would do, if I had to do it, I'm reconstructing this somehow to be different and to be me.
Or putting your own spin, your own imprintment, whatever that word is that I can't say right now.
Right. Or just my constant obsession with having to be a little different.
Stand out.
It's like, let's go, Jen. Just could you just not?
You see, I'd be into the tote bags. I would be into the tote bags. I love a good tote bag. A tote bag that seals on the top. In fact, I even gave you a tote bag because it had no seal. I need the zipper.
I love it. I use it as a computer bag.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It looks very smart and sleek and very, uptown New York.
Tote bags are a 100% better idea than a t-shirt at all times. Anyone out here? PSA, are you ordering swag for an upcoming event that you shouldn't be having because COVID?
T-shirts.
Bag, not t-shirt.
Or the little muffies to put on your drink, so it stays cold, whatever those things are called.
Koozies, which is what I was trying to think of when you said the name of what you call
Koozies.
I was like, what does that remind me of?
The V word is so clinical. It just seems, you go to the gynecologist to tell me, are you having flora, fauna?
Right. That's fair.
Yeah,
Bright lights
it's
are on
fair.
when you use that word. It's always very
Yeah.
clean in the room when you're using
Yes.
that word.
So can I just tell you, speaking of t-shirts, can I just tell you this? We talked about Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is somebody I always wanted to be. Like if I was bullied, I was like, oh, I wish I had the invisible plane and the golden lasso to tie him up and tell him, and then I could take off and leave. Well, I have on my phone ring, it's the Wonder Woman theme. And I had hypnotherapy from overeating and then the sugar. So when the
Right.
phone rings, it's supposed to like shock me, to like EMDR, don't eat sugar. It's really bad for you. Your father died of diabetes. There's cancer in your family. Like, don't eat sugar. But, I'm up 5 pounds. I saw myself in a bathing suit. I looked like the, menopausal 50-year-old woman with the pooch. And I freaked out. So I'm going through a serious sugar detox. And I'm putting it out there because I'm telling on myself, but this is to remind me that I am a Wonder Woman and I can do this.
Yes. I love that. I love that. And I watched Wonder Woman this weekend. So as we are always in the vibe together, isn't
Twin
that funny
flames.
that you were
Yeah.
thinking about wanting to evoke more of her? And I just really wanted to watch that movie this weekend. And I'm so glad I did. Lasso of Truth.
Cray.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Lasso of Truth ride at Six Flags Great Adventure. I was able to ride that last year. Super fun.
Is that like a rocket
So it's like
roller coaster?
it's like one of those swing things, but it also is a circle. So you're circling and then swinging almost completely upside down. And so I would ride it and close my eyes like, oh, it is really fun. Really, really fun.
I just got a little like, I can't.
You can't do spinny. You can't do upside down. Can you do roller coasters?
The ones with the big drop, like if I feel like my stomach drop and I'm going to vomit, it takes a long time to recover from that. It really does. Long time.
So I would say you're just not really a roller coaster.
Oh, you know why? Because then you're standing on these long lines and no matter where I stand, it becomes the break and people go, oh, excuse me. So I'm already pissed off. And then I'm like, not going to enjoy the ride because I know I'm going to get nauseous. And then I turn into, somebody goes, you're a Karen. I go, I'm not telling on anybody. I'm not causing trouble for anybody. If it affects my personal comfort, it's all about, it's not all about me. That wasn't a Freudian slip, but I'm not going to, I don't want to tell.
It's not a slip if you catch it.
F to the yeah.
So what's your Wonder Woman ageless advice then? What do you got for us this week as you evoke your own strength?
Wonder Woman ageless advice is if there's just so much. Besides, I don't know. If you're going to pee in the water, just make sure you're not standing next to me.
Good for you, giving someone the option to just do it anyway. Look at you. Softening already.
Yes. I just honestly, I can't think of any advice because I'm in a total sugar haze.
Think about the episode. They went to a grief counseling situation. They went on a retreat. Somebody got laid. Somebody didn't. I also love how often Jenn just goes to buy cigarettes. Like anytime life gets completely, she's like, I need cigarettes.
You see, now I would be like, I need a cupcake. And then I would, okay, here's advice. If you're ever at a hotel, put in the distance, make it like 6 blocks and put in what you want. For me, it would be like cupcakes, open now, delivery. So if you want to be in your addiction, use use Yelp and make sure that they're open and they deliver. That's my advice. Because you'll save on a round trip Uber, especially if you're in Palm Springs or Palm Desert, because I've been there, it's far. That's my advice. I know yours is.
Here's what I love about what you just did. As someone who is about to try and limit their addiction, you're helping other people lean into theirs. Like, listen, guys, I can't do this right now, but please, on my behalf,
Yes.
fully enjoy.
Yep. So I share my secret, just like I shared how to circumvent the social distancing at the beach. Just go, roll up right behind or to the right or to the left, a big empty sheet.
Yes,
that's my advice.
We got that advice at the top of the show. You're just full of them this week.
Yeah. I know yours is going to be poignant and spot on.
No, not necessarily. It's not mine. It's not this Jenn. Other Jenn from Dead to Me. This sage advice, ageless advice comes from this week's episode. She says,
so good.
Everywhere you go, there you are.
Yes.
One of the best, one of the truest, one of the most frustrating truths that there ever was. And I think this world that we are in right now, the way in which we are all basically held down and having to be with it, whatever it is, for me, for you, for everyone, that I think is the main reason why we have to get out in the world again. Why people, we can't be. We're so bad at it.
We're so bad at it. And another hugely overarching theme is that we have become so disrespectful of other people's personal space. And we become, I'm owning up to it. I'm in my addiction. I am in it, not to win it, but it's like, when I'm like this, then me in the outside world, I'm hitting everybody with negativity instead of being grateful that I haven't gotten this stupid thing. My loved ones haven't gotten it and died. Rest in peace, Nick. And God bless you, Amanda and little Elvis. Heartbreaking story. But I just think this is, all kidding aside, but we have to be really respectful of other people's views and people's personal space, and don't shit on, my belief that I want to wear a mask and I want to wash my hands. And when I go to somebody's house, I say, I have gloves, I got my Lysol. If I have to use your loo, I'm going to wipe everything down, because you're going into somebody's home and it's their beliefs and you are being respectful and protecting somebody. So, it's just a huge wake-up call. It's we've got to work together. And if there's a problem, bring it out in the open like a splinter and figure out how to heal. Yeah.
Yes. A lot of extractions happening for sure.
Yeah. On my chin, which I desperately need.
Well, the masks are, people are definitely experiencing acne breakouts and stuff, because first of all, you can't be reusing the same mask without washing it. And if you're somebody using the paper masks or whatever, spray it with vodka.
Vodka.
That disinfects it. That's a little Broadway secret. That's what they do with a lot of the costumes in between shows. So either A, they're not washing them all the time, or B, they can't wash them because of the fabrics and whatnot. Spray it down with watered down vodka.
I knew a girl. This is crazy. She would soak a tampon in vodka.
Okay. All right. That's something different.
Because this way she could drive and drink at the same time. Yeah. Cray.
Was this nuts. Friend you? Are you telling on yourself again?
No. I didn't drink and drive. I would, I'd smoke a little, and then fortunately I never got into trouble. But people are nuts. She did that so there wouldn't be alcohol on her breath if she got pulled over.
Well, hey, this is our very first bad ageless advice moment. So that was great. Here's what's not to do, kids and grown ass adults.
Yeah, don't use Yelp if you want to binge when you're on a retreat, and don't soak a tampon in vodka.
All right. So we leave you with that this week, you
Wait, before
guys.
I know we have to wrap it up, but why would you use vodka and not rubbing alcohol?
Oh, you're asking questions beyond my pay grade. I know. I don't know the answer to that.
Would you use well vodka, or would you use that, moonshine?
I would use Russian vodka just to really be on brand with the moment.
Very, very loved how you tied that up. That's awesome.
All right.
That's awesome. Yeah.
You guys are linked to our YouTube pages in the description with this video. Follow us on Instagram. Love us, validate us. Be here with us next week. We love you.
And just like it, for fuck's sake,
Okay.
instead of just, oh, I watched it. Ugh, I can't deal. Jenn, I love you. I love everybody. Thank you, governors, for this great opportunity.
Oh my God. Love
I've
you guys.
just looked at myself. Yeah, goodbye.
Bye.